Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As a part of video lessons, today I am going to discuss about a topic from electromagnetic theory subject, which is semester 5th and paper 5th. In that, today I am going to cover how to find magnetic field due to solenoid. Using Biot-Savart law, I am going to derive magnetic field strength on the axis of a solenoid. Before going to the detailed talk, outlook of my talk is I will introduce what is Biot-Savart law. After that, applying Biot-Savart law, I will derive an equation to find out the magnetic field on the axis of a solenoid. Basically, what is Biot-Savart law? Generally, when a current carrying conductor carrying current I, then automatically that carrying current produces magnetic field. This is discovered by Oersted. According to Oersted, current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Biot and Savart both combinedly studied many experiments to determine the strength of the magnetic field produced by current carrying conductor. According to Biot and Savart, the magnetic field produced due to a current carrying conductor can be determined using formula dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi IDL sin theta by r square. Actually, this is experimentally proved equation. From experiments of Biot and Savart, they found that the magnetic field produced by a current carrying conductor is directly proportional to the current passing through the conductor, and it is directly proportional to the length of the segment which is under consideration, and it is directly proportional to the sign value of the angle between the position vector and line segment, and the magnetic field inversely proportional to square of the distance between the line segment and the point of observation where magnetic field has to be determined. From their experiments, they derived formula dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. This is the magnetic field produced at point P due to small line segment dl, which is at a distance r. Here mu naught is permeability of free space. The value of mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 Henry meter. dl is the length of the line segment. Next, now using this Biot-Savart law, now I am going to discuss how to find the magnetic field on the axis of a solenoid. First, what is solenoid? Actually, solenoid is nothing but a circular coil which contains large number of turns. Just very simple way to make a solenoid, just take a long straight current carrying wire and wind it around a cylindrical core, then you will get this solenoid. See, I will show you animation. This is a core, a cylindrical core. Around this core, I am winding a wire. See this animation. Yeah, now see again, once again, see, this is my cylindrical core. Now I am winding a wire around this cylindrical core in a spiral shape or circular shape. Then if I wind this wire, I will get like this. Now remove this cylinder. Then see, this is the solenoid. See here, this is a ring, but solenoid consists many rings like this. Yeah, this is my solenoid. right? Now my interest is to determine the magnetic field produced due to this solenoid on the axis. For this, what I am doing, see here, this is my solenoid. Now I am cutting it cross sectionally. That means I want to observe the cross sectional view of this solenoid. For that, what I am doing, just I am cutting this solenoid. So what happened, this is the cross sectional cutting of the solenoid. Now what I am doing, I am observing a single turn from that solenoid in side view. This is my side view. If you observe, if I rotate this one, see here again, if I rotate this one, the shape will changes like that. Now what I am doing, see here, the top and bottom sections I am observing. See, all the solenoid top bottom points, if I arrange them in a order, this is the figure which I can observe. Now this is my cross sectional view of solenoid. This is the axis of the solenoid. What I am doing, I am taking a point on this solenoid. The radius of this solenoid is A, because it is a circular in shape, no? So the radius of solenoid is A. Now I am taking a point P on the axis of solenoid. To determine the magnetic field at this point, what I am doing, I am dividing this total solenoid into small segment. In that, one of the segment I am taken, that length is dx. AB is a small line segment of length dl. Now this dl is at a distance x from the point of observation, right? Now the O, here O is the center of the solenoid. See here, the point P making an angle d theta with ends of the line segment, that means A and B. A and B are making an angle d theta with the point of observation, point where magnetic field to be determined. Now R is the distance between P and A. X is the distance between P and O. A is the radius of the solenoid. L is the length of the solenoid, total length of the solenoid. If you see, total length of the solenoid. Now see, actually what is solenoid? Simply solenoid is a circular coil which contains large number of turns. See here, the total length of the solenoid is L. I already told you here, total length of the solenoid is L. So total number of turns in that solenoid is capital N. Let us suppose total number of turns in that solenoid is capital N. Total length is L. Now the number of turns per unit length can be written as N by L. Here capital N is total number of turns and L is length of the solenoid. Now small n can be written as capital N by L, which is equal to the number of turns per unit length. Here let us suppose each coil, this solenoid, in this solenoid, in each coil current is, in each coil I current is passing through this solenoid. Let us assume I current is passing through the solenoid. Now our aim is to determine the magnetic field at point P. For that, what I did, I divided total solenoid into small segments. I am considering only one segment AB of length dx. Since small n is the number of turns per unit length, but my line segment length is dx. Now the number of turns in this dx length will be n dx, or n by L into dx. This is equation 1, right? Now see here, the magnetic field due to circular coil at a point on the axis is already derived using Biot-Savart law. The B is equal to mu naught I a square by 2 into x square plus a square power 3 by 2. The magnetic field due to circular coil at a point on the axis is given by B is equal to mu naught I a square by 2 into x square plus a square power 3 by 2. This is the formula for a single turn, but here I am considering dx length, that means n dx turns are there. Now if this is the formula for single turn, then what is the formula for n dx turns? Simply multiply with n dx. So dB is the magnetic field produced due to n dx turns, that can be written as mu naught n dx I a square by 2 x square plus a square power 3 by 2. This is equation 2. Now again observe that figure. From that figure, P distance between P and O is x, distance between P and A is r, and the angle between x and r will be theta. Now find out tan theta from this equation. Find out tan theta from that equation. Opposite by adjacent. Tan theta is equal to a by x. Now find out x is equal to, just simply tan theta bring this side and x carry that side. Now x is equal to a cot theta. 1 by tan is nothing but cot theta. Now x is equal to a cot theta. Differentiate both sides. Dx is equal to minus a cosecant square theta d theta. This is the magnet. This is take this as equation 2. 3. This is equation 3. Already you have equation 2. Substitute x and dx values in equation 2. See here, x is equal to a cot theta. X is equal to a cot theta. Dx is equal to minus a cosecant square theta. Substitute here x and dx in equation 2. Then what you will get? Simply dB is equal to minus mu naught n I a square dx, instead of dx a cosecant square theta d theta by 2 into x square. X square means a square cos square theta cot square theta plus a square power 3 by 2. If you simplify this one, cot square theta plus 1 is nothing but cosecant square theta. So what I will get here? Cosecant cube, because power 3 by 2 is there. Now minus mu naught ni a cube by 2 into a cube cosecant cube theta cos square theta, cosecant square theta. Cosecant square and cosecant cube cancelled, a cube also cancelled. Then what you will get? Remain dB is equal to mu naught ni by 2 cosecant theta d theta. 1 by cosecant is nothing but sin theta. So dB is equal to minus mu naught ni by 2 sin theta d theta. Till now this is the magnetic field due to small element dx, but to get magnetic field due to whole solenoid, what I have to do? I have to integrate this equation within the limits. Here what are the limits? Just simply assume theta 1 and theta 2 are the limits. Now b is equal to integral theta 1 theta 2 dB. Now substitute dB here. Now b is equal to minus mu naught ni by 2 sin theta d theta. B is equal to minus mu naught ni by 2, because they are constant, keep them outside of integration. Then theta 1 theta 2 sin theta d theta. If you integrate sin theta, you will get minus cos theta, limits theta 1 theta 2. Now substitute these two limits, then you will get b is equal to mu naught ni by 2 cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the equation to find out the magnetic field at a point on the axis of solenoid. Now there are two special cases to find out the magnetic field. What are that special cases? Simply, first case is, let us suppose our point of observation P is at the center of the solenoid. Second case is, let us suppose our point of observation P is at the end of the solenoid. Now we will see first case. If the point of observation P is at the center of the solenoid. If P is at the center, now my limits changes from theta 1 is equal to 0 and theta 2 is equal to 180. Why? See here, very simple. This is my solenoid, this is my axis. Now here is my point. See here, if I go on integrating like this, then if the solenoid length is infinity, then this angle will become 0. Now this angle will becomes 180. So theta 1 is 0, theta 2 is 180. So in this case, limits changes, theta 1 is equal to 0 and theta 2 is equal to 180. Substitute in this equation theta 1 0, theta 2 180. Then what you will get? Cos 0 1, cos 180 minus of minus 1 plus 1. So you will get here 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled, then you will get B is equal to mu naught Ni. This is the magnetic field due to solenoid at the center of the solenoid. Next case, when the point is at the end of the solenoid, let us suppose now my point is at the end, then how the angles will change. See here, this is my solenoid, this is my center. Let us suppose my point is here. Since if the solenoid is of infinite length, then this angle will become 0, but this angle will becomes 90. So now my limits changes from theta 1 is equal to 0 and theta 2 is equal to 90. Substitute again theta 1 0, cos 0 minus theta 2 cos 90. Cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0. So I will get only 1. That means B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. This is the magnetic field at the end of the solenoid. So see here, total derivation I am putting here to understand easily. Total derivation is here only. B is equal to, first one, B is equal to mu naught Ni a square by 2 into x square plus a square power 3 by 2. It is the magnetic field due to a circular coil of single turn. If there is only single turn, then this is my magnetic field. Let us suppose ndx turns are there, then I have to multiply with ndx. Now from figure, substitute x and dx values, you will get this one. Simplify this one, you will get this one. This is only for dx length. To get total, you have to integrate this equation within the limits. Now if you substitute that limits, then you will get B is equal to mu naught Ni a square cos mu naught Ni by 2 cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the magnetic field. There are special cases. If the solenoid, my point is at the center of the solenoid, now limits are 0 and 180. If you substitute 0 and 180, then I will get B is equal to mu naught Ni. If my point is at the end of the solenoid, my limits changes from 0 to 90. Then I will get B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. This is about how to find the magnetic field. Now finally, summary of my class. Now we discussed about Biot-Savart law, and using Biot-Savart law, we derived equation for magnetic field at the point on the axis of solenoid. B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. There are two special cases also we discussed. If the point is at the center, then magnetic field is mu naught Ni. If the point is at the end, then B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. Thank you.